And we back. It's Friday. We've been doing a lot of 2K related content on the channel recently, so I'm taking a mini break and hopefully y'all enjoy what we do. See, on one of my other channels, my Kenny channel, which you should be subscribed to because we still drop bangers over there occasionally, I did a video about a month ago where I was like, I don't remember what I named it. It was like, for only NBA nerds will enjoy this video. That's what it was. And a lot of people enjoyed the video. So I was like, I probably have more NBA nerds / NBA intellect / NBA... I got NBA fans over here. So why not do a video similar to that on this channel on a Friday? Just kick back, relax, and see how people receive it. If you do enjoy this type of video, be sure to leave it a like, man. It's going to be weird. Basically, what I'm doing is what I would normally do if a camera wasn't on and I wanted to do basketball related things. If you ask me, there are a few pinnacles of NBA fandom that everybody needs to know about, everybody needs to be on, and Basketball Reference is number one. Anything basketball related, this has it. Whether it be crazy stats that you need to know, every NBA player in existence, all of that right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? Like they got an MVP tracker, and according to them, Nikola Jokic is winning MVP. Credible source, because I agree. So one of my favorite things is this one. Every NBA player just ran every single day. They switched this group of 2, 4, 6, 12 players to different people. And I like to come here every day to see if I can name every single player here. And today is a fail. Because this first guy, literally no idea who he is. This is Steve Francis. This is Ty Lawson. Oh, we should go a deep dive into some Ty Lawson stuff in today's video. This is Jared Sullinger. This guy looks so familiar. I'm not going to waste too much time. Who is he? Okay, Larry Smith. I was not going to get that. Big O. Trevor Booker. De'Aaron Fox. Larry. Okay, Eddie Johnson. Irvin Johnson. And James Sutherland. So I would have got, what, a 8 out of 12 or something? Not a great score. Not a great score. Let's start off with some Ty Lawson, man, because some of y'all weren't around to see Ty Lawson when Ty Lawson was Ty Lawson, so let me fill you in. Ty Lawson is a certified short king. 5'11", you know, he's only 33, which is crazy to think about. 18th overall pick in 2009 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. We got immediately traded to the Denver Nuggets. And Ty Lawson was one of my guys, A, because he was a short king, but B, he was just super fun to watch on these Denver Nuggets team, bro. These are some of the teams that, like, not predated, what's the word I'm looking for? That were, like, they showcase what the NBA could be. So, for example, one of his first years, this is George Karl's team, and Masai is the executive. This team was the second fastest team in the entire NBA with a 95.6 pace. For reference, this was second most, right? This is second most. Nowadays, pace is about 99 to 100. So yes, when we saw Ty Lawson and George Karl's team running the flow, that was just showcasing what it could be in the future, and that's what we are today. Anyway, I think every diehard NBA fan has some type of attachment to this team, unless they was destroying your favorite team. But they had Melo, Chauncey Billups, Gallinari super young. They have Nene, Aaron Aflalo, Wilson Chandler. Look how many 10-point per game scores they had. J.R. Smith is on this team. Raymond Felton. They had Al Harrington, Kenyon Martin. He was a little bit older, but Kmart was here. Costa Koufis, Timothy Mozgov before he was finessing teams for bags. This team is just super fun. And then they continued this to be fun at least. They weren't as successful in this year. Then we got this year, and then things started to take a little bit of a turn. And there's a few reasons for that. Carmelo Anthony's not a part of the team anymore, but this team overachieved even with Melo not on the team. But then after that, this man George Karl won Coach of the Year. Right? He won Coach of the Year in 2012, 2013. This was this year. And then he got fired. Brian Shaw came in and they started losing. And I don't remember if that was their goal, if they wanted to hit the tank. Tim Connolly takes over the team. Masai is gone. They just did a whole reformulation of the entire team. And then they start to lose a little bit. At the end of the day, it kind of worked out for the better, because you end up with Jokic, and now you live in a world right now where you have the MVP of your team, of the whole league on your team, and your future's bright. So that was just the little rabbit. Oh, they changed it. It is 1 o'clock in the morning here in Chicago, so that's the time that they change it. George King, that Fab Melo, rest in peace Fab Melo. Oh my God, I'm not gonna get, whoa, I'm shooting 0% here, so I got Fab Melo. This guy looks super familiar. This is Davis Bertans' brother. I know he looked familiar. Josh Boone. Oh my God. He did not have a long NBA career whatsoever. But I remember him at UConn. That's very fun. See, look, you start to get memories about stuff you forgot existed. Who are you? Kenny Sears. Kenny Sears won 2 championships with the New York Knicks. And, oh no, not 2 championships. I'm sorry. He made 2 All-Star games with the New York Knicks. And then, yeah, that was it. It's crazy that I know the name Fab Melo just because he only played 6 games in the NBA. But I do remember him at Syracuse. Right? At Syracuse? I think it was Syracuse. What else could we go from here? One of my favorite things to do when the season was still going on was to go to these playoff probabilities and watch my Chicago Bulls number go down and down and down and down. But according to them, the Utah Jazz have a 38% chance to win the finals. Higher than every other team. Okay, I'm gonna call that cap. I'm not saying that they can't win, Jazz fans. I'm just saying y'all don't. I wouldn't say that y'all were the overwhelming favorite because that's what they got it right here. I don't think that's the case. It might be going to just like advanced analytics wise, the Utah Jazz just dominated every team. I thought that percentage was kind of high, so I decided to go to 538. It's another site that does a bunch of predictions, yada yada yada. I've been using it a lot for MLB content, but they say that the Jazz have a 21% chance, which is definitely more realistic than what was it, 38% or something like that. But here we go. They got the Lakers as a 21% chance. The Clippers at a 19% chance. They got the Heat. at this point, they got the Heat at 1% chance to get to the next round after going down 0-3 last night. So a real tough time here. But things are weird here because tonight we have Knicks versus Hawks. They say that the Hawks have a 74% chance of winning this game, which is weird considering the Nets only have a 58% chance of winning their game. And I think this series and these teams are way closer matched than this one. So what is the formula when it comes to these type of predictions? Like the Hawks are a 6.5 point favorite, while the Nets are only a 2-point favorite. That don't make sense. The Nets been dominating these boys this series. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's weird. And then if you look at this different forecast, it's a 2.5 versus a 0.05, then a 4. Ooh, oh, we going down another rabbit hole right here. Okay, so before the season started, 538 does this things where they do like player projections. Our projection system identifies similar players throughout NBA history and use them to develop a forecast for current players and what their future looks like, right? So for example, before his NBA career had even started, 538 projected Obi Toppin to be like Mike Sweetney. Some of y'all don't even remember the name Mike Sweetney. Mike Sweetney played for the Bulls for a little bit. Or he can be as good as Domantas Sabonis, I guess. That is such a crazy like change in player. Mike Sweetney versus Domantas Sabonis. For example, here you go. Here's Mike Sweetney, Big Mike, Sweets, Big Sour. All of those names. He played in the league for 4 years. 4 years. But I guess that's a bad thing because they didn't have any numbers to go off with Obi Toppin. I don't even know how he even got to these predictions, but he played 2 years with the Knicks, 2 years with the Bulls, and then he was done. His NBA career was over. And I would guess that he went to go play overseas. I couldn't tell you. So let's go somewhere else. Random player. Tyro Terry. No more rookies. George Hill. That's a bad one too because George Hill is towards the decline of his career, right? So this is actually a really bad one. They're saying that last year was the best he'd be in a long time, that he's going to continue to drop off. I need like a younger player, but that's not a rookie. Okay, Kelly Oubre, 25 years old. They got like his vitals, like he's in a 50 percentile. He's like the average NBA player when it comes to height, weight, and draft position. Literally average, well, in the first round at least. He has a terrible assist ratio and then a good turnover ratio or percentage. This ain't too bad. If you ask me, this ain't too bad, and say that he could end up like TJ Warren when it comes to his productivity. TJ Warren is a very, very quality NBA player. Now, they're not saying that they're going to play the same, but it's like productivity and things like that. That's not too bad. But they also see him getting a little bit better this year. This is before the season started, and everybody knows that he had a terrible start to the season. And then he's going to slowly get a little bit worse. So like they projected this year to be his peak season, when in reality, I don't think that's true. I think this year he was not very good, and I think next year he probably could be. Next player is Anthony Edwards. They say he's going to be like Markelle Fultz or Andrew Wiggins or Derrick Rose or Brandon Ingram or Carmelo Anthony. Like I said, rookies are absolutely terrible. High usage rate, but this is before the season started. That was a projection. All right. Vontae Graham is very interesting. Whoa, okay. Now the Vontae Graham one is interesting because for the most part, it seemed like they might be onto something. And here's why. He's short. Short king stand up. He's skinny. His true shooting percentage ain't great. His usage was good. His 3-point frequency is good. Okay. Last year, he was pretty solid here at a 5.9. They projected that 2021 he would be worse, and for the most part that was true. So they're guessing he's gonna get a slow decline from this point out, and they compared him to Aaron Brooks, which this is the trajectory of Aaron Brooks. He won Most Improved Player one year. And guess who was in Most Improved Player conversations his second year? It was Vontae Graham. He went from a guy that didn't play at all to a guy that came out of nowhere, burst to the scene. He had 40-point games. He's hitting game-winning shots. And then he regressed just a little bit. So this has not been updated since December 17th, 2020. So I'm looking at these predictions, or like his replacement projections. And 19, would that be 1920 or would that be 1819? Courtney Lee, oh my God, scrappy veteran. Courtney Lee, 35 years old, haven't been in the league for a minute. Nene, scrappy veteran. I'm trying to get it. Key role player for Al Horford. I'm trying to get it average starter, good prospect, okay prospect, average starter. Steven Adams is only average starter nowadays. Up and comer. Okay, up and comer. So the dotted lines are the projections. So okay, so this is 1920. Luka Doncic. He had a 10.8, and they're projecting him to go boom, 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 and just be the man for the next half a decade. And they compared him to LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. But I must say, you see the similarities are only 16%, which means that they're saying we haven't seen a player like Luka Doncic ever. The closest thing is only a 16% comparison to LeBron James. So for example, I'm gonna go random until we find Terrence Davis and Reggie Jackson. Okay, I'm trying to find something that's really high. Like Jokic, another unicorn. We've never seen anything like. They said that Jokic got significantly worse. Interesting. And then this is this season that they didn't project, but he's the MVP candidate. I'm looking at similarities. Okay, they're saying Cam Reddish will more than likely, based on their similarities, more than likely be more like Al-Farouq Aminu, but there is still a chance that he could end up being Rudy Gay. I want to see something that has a similarity of like 100. So the best players in the NBA according to the Raptor, again, we're still on 538 here, our ratings updated daily, use play-by-play player tracking data to calculate each player's individual plus-minus measurements and wins above replacements according, which accounts for playing time, yada, yada, yada. Highest Raptor WAR and guy that is dominating the field, it is Nikola Jokic. Advanced stats say Nikola Jokic is by far the most valuable player in the NBA. Then second, we have Rudy Gobert. Because you got to think about it. We're talking about advanced analytics here. Total Raptor. Boom. You have Nikola Jokic. Offensive Raptor. It's close. Steph Curry's real close. +9 for Jokic. Then we have a +8.8 for Steph Curry. Then we get to the defensive stuff. And then that's where you get Rudy Gobert above the crowd. But then you got Jakob Poeltl, Clint Capella, Joel Embiid, and Lou Dort, the only wing/guard player to end up on this list. So these are also really cool. This is another feature that they added a few months ago, or I guess like a month or so ago, where you can build your own team. And I'm still working on the video with this. I don't know how exactly you do, or what the video is related around this that I can make 2K. I want to see how accurate this is compared to 2K and vice versa, right? So like the way it works is like, hey, I can trade Ben Simmons to the Utah Jazz, and that takes the 76ers. You see that the 76ers went from title contenders to just playoff contenders, right? But if I'm gonna send Ben Simmons back, and you can see it shaked up everything, and now Ben Simmons and the 76ers are back to title contenders. So if I were to go to who is the worst team here? It's a trust in the process. The Bulls are in this bunch. You hate to see it. Let's go to like the Detroit Pistons, because they had one of the worst records in the league. So if I go to the Detroit Pistons, right? You see they over here in the trust in the process with a 20-50 record. If I give them Joel Embiid, the 76ers move from title contenders to just playoff contenders. And then, well, the Pistons get better, but they don't get good enough to end up in the playoffs. All right, so instead of that, let's go to the Suns. What if I also give them Devin Booker? Hold on. Even with Devin Booker and Joel Embiid, you trying to tell me they not even playoff teams? Less than 40% chance to make the playoffs. All right, you know what it might be? You know what it might be? It's the fact that these teams have already been eliminated from the playoffs. That's exactly what it is. So instead, let's restart. I'm going to go to a team that's in the playoffs, but maybe not good. So who's the worst team? Let's say Washington Wizards. You know what? I'm going with the Miami Heat. They're the only team down 3-0 right now. So let's go Miami Heat. If I put Giannis on the Heat, the Bucks lose from title contention, right? If I take Rudy Gobert and put him on the Heat jump into the title contenders. Okay, now you see that, right? You see that. I don't know why it took me so long for my brain to register that, but there it is. And you can even go to like getting to their roles. I remember in old 2Ks, everybody had a role where like Donovan Mitchell, nah, I'm giving you spot minutes now. You're not even a star of our team anymore. Jimmy Butler, you're not a star anymore. You're just a rotational player. And if you make Jimmy Butler just a rotational player, the team is just barely a playoff contender. Okay, well, that's fun. I don't know. Did you enjoy that video? Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. But you just got a sneak peek into the type of stuff that I do when I'm not filming videos. All right? I'm a hoop head. What can I say? Leave a like. Let me know if you enjoy. And let me know if you do similar stuff. And if you use a different website. Because Basketball Reference has always been king to me. But I know there's some other competitors out there, man. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.